So, thank you, Robert. Thank you, Paul. I'm just going to ask a couple of questions and then I'll open it up to you guys. You can ask Paul some questions. So my first question, I've asked a few people during the night, and the first one, would you seriously consider a shot at CrossFit after your squash career?
Yeah, my plan is retire squash at 35 and then CrossFit have a Masters, so I'll go to the Masters division 35 to 40. Good plan. That's my good plan.
Yeah, I'm that old already. Do you speak Dutch?
Een klein beetje.
We actually have...
I was hoping no one spoke Dutch. Yeah, but I don't want to embarrass myself because you know.
My other question, how many hours do you train a week for squash?
Too many today. A week, I normally do 4 or 5 hours a day. Depending on what time of the season I am. If it's off season, then it's quite heavy. There's a lot of training. And during the season, depends what tournaments I've got. This season I actually struggled because I was probably overtraining a bit too much because I was making the later rounds of tournaments, and it becomes quite long. Like US Open is like, it took me like 8 or 9 days to play that because I made the semi-final and there's so many rest days. So it's actually quite, I have to just be careful because mentally it gets very tiring. So like that one, I had 1 day rest and then did 2 sessions the next day, but that was too much because I suffered for it the next tournament. I wasn't fresh going in, so that's something that I've learned and had to monitor to not train too much, especially when I'm making the later rounds of the tournaments. But yeah, off season having 5 hours and then stretching outside that.
That's impressive. So I've been watching a few of his matches at PSA TV. Have you got a plan of trying to reduce the length of your matches? Because you tend to have extremely long matches.
No, my plan is just to get fitter, so that a long match doesn't feel so long. No, I mean it's very tough to get those 2 minutes off. If you want to beat them and you get them off in 45 minutes, you're a very good player. So you know, I just play the way I play, and it's worked for me so far. But you know, the higher it gets, the harder it is to get players off faster. But yeah, I mean, earlier rounds I'm trying to get through my opponents a bit quicker. So I feel like I've done that this season. You know, I do like 30-minute games in the first couple of rounds, which keeps me fresh for later rounds. But then my British Open draw, I had number 12 in the world, number 14 in the world played, you know, number 10 in the world. So it's pretty hard to get those guys off in so under 45 hour matches. So it's really strong these days, a tour, and to sort of reduce the match time, it doesn't get easier.
Thank you very much. Last question for me, then I'll open up to everyone else. How important is it, do you think, to have an interest outside of squash in your downtime?
Yeah, it's very important. You know, most of my focus is still on squash. You know, I've got a few hobbies and projects that I'm trying to do, but it requires a lot of sort of mental strength, and a lot of days that I just don't have any energy at all to do anything but train. So it's very important. But again, you've got to manage, and my full focus is on squash. And then when I can, or when I've got energy, you know, I'll do the other things. But quite often that I'll spend just 2-3 hours on the couch because I'm that tired from training, and it's just I don't have any energy to do anything else really.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Has anybody else got any questions from the stand?
What do you do when you don't like the refs call?
I used to argue a lot, but then I would get too angry and it would affect my squash. So we have the review system now on Squash TV, which is really good because you know, if you think you're right, you can review it, and then you can see yourself and you can see that you're actually wrong. So which is quite good sometimes. It stops a lot of arguing, but for me, I just try to accept the call and move on because if I argue, then it tends to not go too well for me. I get too tense and my squash goes downhill.
Any other questions?
Are you married with children?
Not married, no children. I have a girlfriend. We're not together, but not married.
Asking girlfriends.
Everybody's shaking. Who's your bogey player?
this season I struggled a lot with Ali, although I feel like the last 2 matches we had I sort of worked him out a bit, but he was one player that managed to get me off pretty quickly, like 3-love a couple of times, probably 4 times this season, which hurt quite a lot. I never could really get into the match, but I feel like the last 2 matches I sort of worked it out a bit more, and we had some real battles and I got real close. So Gregory Gaultier was another one. He's very tough, although he's out at the moment. I struggled a lot with him as well. When he was at his top, when he's on, he's probably one of the best players I've come across, I think.
Paul, when you were younger, did you play any other sports apart from squash, and at what age did you decide, right, I'm going to do this correct?
Yeah, I played a lot of sports. Played rugby and league and hockey. I played rugby and hockey until I was about 15, but then got selected for the New Zealand development team, and my training kicked up for squash and playing rugby and stuff. I was getting bruises and knocks, and it just wasn't. I just decided since I got picked for New Zealand, I was going to give that my all and just focus on that. So, at the age of 15, I was playing hockey, rugby, and squash, and then I just quit the rest and played squash.
What, so from about 15, you decided
I'd
you
say
wanted to be a professional squash player?
End of year 10 in high school. I think so. Which is 15? 14, 15? Yeah, it's around there. Yeah.
Have you had an insight into why the Egyptians are so good, men and women?
Yeah, it's just the sheer numbers. You go to Egypt. I played Egyptian league this year, and you got honestly you'd have 100 juniors just walking around the club watching the likes of Shabagi, Ali, Tarek, top 3 in the world training there regularly. They just get to see that. They get to see that so regularly that they're exposed to that at a young age. It's a bit like us in rugby. They're superstars there. They're recognised in restaurants and everything. They're really famous there. But it's a bit like rugby is for us. It's a bit of a culture thing.
You'll be quite famous out in Egypt as well then.
I actually got recognised in the airport just randomly by a guy. It's the first time it's ever happened to me. It's my second favourite country now. No, definitely not.
Are you a selfie taker?
Not really, no.
Are you on a lot of social media?
There's some social media. I think it goes down.
Facebook, Insta?
Yeah, I'm on all of it, yeah.
You will be later on anyway.
Okay, maybe my final question then. So, what's your target for the rest of the year and moving into 2020?
So broke into the top 5 this year, which was my goal for the season actually, which I was really happy with. So my next sort of short-term goal was to get inside top 4, because that is the next ranking bracket for a seeding in a tournament. So they seed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 8. So technically between 5 and 8 there's no real difference because they draw it out of the hat. So if I can get into the top 4, then my draws will get easier. But yeah, so that sort of, it goes, just taking it 4 is the next step. It's only 2 spots, but it's hard to move up there. So that's sort of my next short-term goal for the season. And then once I can do that, then I'll start focusing on the next goals.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you give us a big round of applause? Before you adjourn to the bar, so just want to thank Paul for his time, both with us tonight and the junior and senior sessions that he was involved with earlier. I'd like to thank the 7 players that played and also all the juniors that played within those sessions. On behalf of the Henderson Squash Club, I'd like to wish you well in the New Zealand Nationals at the weekend and all your future endeavours on the PSA Tour. I hope one day you can go one better than Ross Norman and achieve world #1 status. All the best. I'd like to thank all the players that participated, as I just mentioned, and also those 8 members that donated the match fee. Thank you very much. Also, you guys for coming and supporting and watching this squash. It's fantastic. The money raised is going to be used to help towards getting Leo to Malaysia for World Juniors next month. With that in mind, I'd like to wish Glenn, Riley, Jack and Leo all the best in the competition. So maybe a round of applause for them.
I'd just like to say, heading with the junior guys today, it's really good to see such top level juniors coming through. I don't see you guys much, and Leo and Upper I've had a few before, and the amount you've improved is really good. So just like to wish you luck in Malaysia and keep training hard and keep getting it.
I'd also like to thank John Duggan from Squash XL for allowing us to use Joel and Luwamba as cannon fodder. They did quite well. And then also bringing the PC clothing range and unsquashable gear. So again, if you want some of that signed or you want to buy anything on the way through to the bar, it's just up there before the door. Finally, I'd like to thank Appa for making the event happen. Most of the events here at Henderson happen due to his influence, and also the club is doing well due to him, and also the help of the committee, and also committees in the recent past. So well done, and keep doing those sort of things. So thanks again, Appa.